We forgot to talk about the Thunder.
Oh,
it's so understood.
No words.
All year we've progressed level by level, expectation by expectation, finding new ways to positively talk about this team.
Mm-hmm.
First, it was they're going to be one of the best teams in the league. They're going to be a contender. They got great players after already being the 1 seed. Like, they're going to be nasty. Like, watch them to be in competition with the best teams in the league. Then it was, Shea's the MVP. Like, this is going to happen. Mm-hmm. Then it was, this team's on pace for 70 wins. We'll see if they cool down or not. Then it was, this team is the second best net rating of all time. And now they're tied for the best net rating of all time with the 96 Chicago Bulls. This is one of the greatest teams in regular season NBA history. Like, it just keeps getting crazier and crazier. Like, doesn't do it justice that this is legitimately one of the best seasons you could possibly imagine in the now, on top of them having by far the best future of any team we've seen in the past 20 years of NBA basketball, with 36 future first round picks and 3 young all-star level players and 8 great role players. It's unfathomable how amazing of a season this is for Thunder fans. If it ends in anything less than a championship, it's hard to say it's a disappointment, because I will be disappointed if they don't win the chip. They are that dominant.
Every metric, every stat, use the eye test, use whatever test you want. They are screaming NBA champions, bro. I agree with the sentiment that you made in terms of seeing what they are, noticing that they're great, but then also seeing holy shit, they're great, but they decided to be fucking better than great, bro. They're damn near playing all-time ball.
Not damn near. They are playing all-time ball by every measurable element.
Yeah, literally. And it starts with Shea. It could fizzle down to J-Dub and what he's been able to do. And if they've been playing all-time ball too, with a lot of key guys missing a lot of time.
I saw a Hoop Venue tweet this. Imagine if the 96 Bulls lost Rodman for 50 games. That's what happened with Chet. It did not fucking matter in the slightest. They never lost touch of the 1 seed for a second. They maintained a 70-win pace.
It happened to Chet and also Isaiah Hartenstein too at the start of the year.
And J-Dub missed time. Yeah. They missed their DPOY level center for 54 games, and that shit meant literally nothing. They missed both of those starting centers at the same time, and J-Dub played center, and they won more games than they lost. Yeah. J-Dub is 6'5" on a good day, and he played center.
That is ridiculous.
It's the best cast of defensive talent we've ever seen. Not ever seen. My bad. In the our time, the 10 years of being a modern NBA fan, the best cast of defensive talent we've ever seen. One of the best guard scoring seasons of all time, straight up.
Easy.
Shea's season is comparable to whatever Michael Jordan season you want to pull, whatever Kobe season you want to pull, whatever Dwayne Wade season you want to pull. Regular season wise, this scoring specifically, is on par with any of them. His true shooting percentage is 7.5 points higher than league average, and it's 43 points per 100 possessions. It's top of the line when you adjust for era. And you have J-Dub as a star. Chet came back. He's playing great when they start him at center now. His scoring bag is much more utilized there, but you have the option to play him at center or power forward. You're crazy versatile in a playoff setting. You can match what anybody wants to do playstyle wise. Your 8th best player is Aaron Wiggins, who would be a godsend to most teams. It's again, I've said this, it's unfathomable how amazing of a season this is.
While you guys were talking, I just put a bet on the Thunder to
win. Oh my God.
I need you guys to understand. If they don't win the title, I will be shocked.
I'll be flabbergasted.
As good as Boston is, as good as Cleveland is, if it's a 1-game scenario, if this was March Madness, cool, right? Obviously. Beating somebody 4 times in a row, or 4 times out of 7, if that happened to this Thunder team, I would lose my mind. I would not understand how it happened.
The only reason I don't say that, because the Celtics were this level of dominant last year, and they're still capable of that. So the presence of the Celtics is the only reason I don't say they're 100% going to win. So it's 70% chance. The Celtics are so good, they deserve a nod, right? They could win. It really comes down to who's healthy, probably. But if both teams are whole, I'm going the Thunder 7.5, 8 times out of 10. But you got to keep the door open because the Celtics are also a historical team.
Of course.
But listen, man, you know how crazy good you have to be for me to only give the Celtics 3 out of 10 times? A team that just had also a top 5 net rating of all time last year and maintained the same team? You had to be ridiculously good for me to say those guys aren't the favorites again because they're also ridiculous themselves. So I just hope, I know people are so caught up in the jokes that turned into real narrative around Shea and how people hate his play style for purely fictional reasons. Dumb. It's dumb as fuck. I hope that when they win the title, if they win the title, that turns around and people appreciate what they're watching because this is one of the best stories you're going to see as an NBA fan, probably for the rest of your life.
Yeah, bro. And we literally witnessed the greatest rebuild of all fucking time.
Bar none.
The greatest rebuild of all time.
Well,
No, with these rebuild,
This is the greatest rebuild of all
3-year
time.
Rebuild, a 3-year rebuild where they acquired like 35 picks and traded for an MVP, drafted 2 other All-Stars, and put together the best.
not even
they put
close.
together the best net rating of all time while maintaining over 20 future draft picks.
It's not even
There's
close.
no
The
rebuild that
greatest
comes
rebuild.
close. There's teams
The
that come
greatest.
close, but those weren't made via this efficient of a rebuild. Specifically, rebuild. Never have we seen a rebuild bear this much fruit this fast for potentially this long.
Who comes close to you?
There's not even a competition.
I just, again, I fully believe it will happen. I'm not going to say that until some results come
Sure.
come from it. And so that's the only thing. If we have this conversation in 2 months and you say that, cool.
I think the difference is that would make them one of the best teams of all time. I'm not saying that. Rebuild is about putting yourself in position.
Yeah,
to
and
win.
how quickly you've been able to do so with also like the back end talent in terms of picks and also what you have right in front of your face.
Yeah,
That is like
rebuild's
how I see
about
a
going
rebuild.
from being a bad team to putting yourself in position to contend. That's what it's about, not necessarily the outcome to me. So to me, it's bar none.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they win the title, then it's like, oh, this is one of the best
Irrefutable.
teams of all time, and then it's different because then we're talking about best net rating of all time in a ring. That's like, you're Mount fucking Rushmore.
These other GMs need to fucking catch up mentally, bro, and fuck this shit up and throw fucking Aaron Wiggins a goddamn bag when Cason Wallace ends up being or testing free agency waters or whatever. Throw him an insane bag that OKC has to
You know
match.
what's great? It will not matter. They'll let Cason Wallace walk, and they'll draft another Cason Wallace with one of their
Exactly.
1,000 picks. They'll trade up 5 picks in their 2026 draft and get one top 5 pick, and then suddenly have another guy.
They picked like top 10 or something like that, or maybe it was top 12 earlier in the summer or later in the
I'm
summer.
gonna check- I'm
And
gonna
that
take-
dude
take
hasn't
upon
even
right now.
touched a minute of
Yeah.
playing time just yet. So
Next
it's
year
like,
they add Nikola Topic. Next year they add Goran Dragic to all this.
we don't even know
Forgot
what the
they
fuck
had
is going on.
Topic.
Yeah,
That's
that's what I'm
crazy.
saying. This is the greatest rebuild of all time.
and they
is
might
true.
get another top 10 pick from the Sixers this year. Like, it is ridiculous how good of a season this is and how well we're going to extend this for. Like, we're talking about them as a team being on an all-time level. We're also witnessing Shea play himself into legend status. Like I said, one of the most dominant seasons. If he wins a chip, suddenly you have another player who's like a top 30 player of all time, your third MVP. Like, I almost feel, I don't know if I feel envious or feel bad for Thunder fans, because this season they're experiencing right now is such amazing euphoria that in their sports lives, I hope they're recognizing them in the good old days, because they'll never experience anything like this ever again. This is the best year you can imagine for a fan. Like, the fleeting nature of that is almost sad that like they're at their
Don't
peak
do
right
that.
now.
Don't do that. Don't do that. It's a great.
It's a beautiful thing,
Yeah.
but it's so beautiful that the sadness that beauty will fleet. It's like
What type of mindset is that, man? Be happy in the goddamn moment.
Exactly.
like it's insane.
You're trying to be too poetic.
Anyway, it's an amazing year to be a Thunder fan. Like, listen, man, I pray they win. I pray they win because we're talking crazy right now.
I'm so insanely jealous of Oklahoma City and their fan base, bro, because they get to
Nobody's
witness.
ever said that.
I know.
Yeah, I am, because they got to witness James Harden, Westbrook, and fucking KD team up not team up, but be drafted all together fucking at once. Of course, it happened the way it happened, but still, they got to get a taste of that, and they experienced this shit.
The whole load. Yeah.
And keep in mind, this team is way better than that. And
Yeah.
There was a debate on Twitter where
Yeah.
someone was like 2016 Thunder versus this team. I cannot explain to you how fucking easily this team would blast the 2016 Thunder that started like 2.5 non-shooters. Their third best shooter was Ibaka, and I'm not counting Russell Westbrook on that occasion. I'm counting him as a shooter. So really, it's like 3.5 non-shooters. This team would beat the living shit out of them. It would be ridiculous. The error
Dude,
difference is
even
crazy.
bench-wise, it's not even fucking close.
Yeah. And and then people were debating who's better, 2014 KD or this year Shea. That's a debate. That's actually a good debate. That's close.
Yeah.
But like, to your point, to have this era again be just as good, but this is great of a star. They're so blessed. They're so blessed.
I know.